After the fall of communism, Belarus became an independent state with its own economy and currency. During the world economic crisis of 2008, Belarus artificially maintained its currency at its old exchange rate, and the government subsidies and pensions were enough to provide basic necessities for the people to live. But in June of 2011, the artificially raised currency crashed and the exchange rate skyrocketed. The effect on the economy was immediate. Prices of food rose by over 140%, while the ruble itself was devalued by over 400%.
Hundreds of people gathered in cities across Belarus. The country's facing its worst economic crisis since the end of the Soviet Union.
The ensuing socio-economic crisis is still continuing today and is getting worse. Those who were living on government pensions and benefits now have much less to spend on food, bringing about an 85% decrease in their buying power. Malnutrition is rampant, and hundreds of thousands of people are suffering terribly on a daily basis. At the onset of the crisis, we received so many pleas for help that we realized drastic measures needed to be taken. In Pinsk alone, there are dozens of elderly Jews who no longer have the means to buy basic food supplies. In June 2011, we expanded on the soup kitchen which had been running in Pinsk for over 10 years and developed the Sponsor a Meal Foundation. The foundation was set up solely to provide daily meals to the elderly and impoverished Jews in Belarus. Our goal is that no Jew should remain hungry and, God forbid, stand the chance of collapsing from starvation. Feeding underprivileged children and supporting local soup kitchens and orphanages has become a daily struggle, both physically and financially. On an average day in Belarus, we fund and serve 700 hot meals to both children and the elderly from around the country. We receive phone calls daily from Jews all over Belarus asking for our help. A single mother with 5 children, all of whom are suffering from malnutrition. An elderly woman who has no money for food. A teenage girl who is living on the streets of Gomel with nowhere to turn for help. For the vast majority, this is the one and only hot meal they will eat today. In addition, there are those who receive stipends to enable them to purchase basic food supplies themselves. The Sponsor a Meal Foundation is literally saving lives, and we see this as a sacred mission to provide these unfortunate and desperate Jews with the only chance for survival. We are therefore appealing to world Jewry to come to our assistance and generously help us save these impoverished Jews of Belarus. Many who have already been through a lifetime of horrors and sorrow from Nazism to communism, persecutions and harassments, and now they are faced with this terrible crisis with no one to turn to. The minimum which we as compassionate Jews can do for them is to support them and help them in their struggle to survive. The lives of hundreds of Jews are in our hands. The food and support they are receiving from us is the difference between life and death. Without it, they sadly cannot afford to live. But we certainly cannot afford to let them die.
Спасибо, спасибо, спасибо.